The video you're watching is a re-upload because when I uploaded it for the first time last Sunday, it only got 5 views. This is the most effort I've put into any video. More than 5 people deserve to see it. Yeah, I know, I'm such a hero. Construction of my statue starts next month. That's all I have to say. Prepare to watch the best video of your life, money back guarantee. I started the game off in this hole, which is such a metaphor. Sometimes you have to start from rock bottom and make your way to the top. This section was actually there to teach parkour, but I like my version better. All these churchgoers were mad at us, which I understand. Super religious people are always mad at something. I mean, if my girlfriend wouldn't have sex with me and I had to be locked in a room of old people singing for an hour every week, I'd hate the world too. We went back to our castle. In 10 minutes, I went from cutting down guards while blessing NWA to carrying a box of flowers. Granted, this section was only here to show Ezio's riz.
What will you do to keep me quiet?
I am sure I can think of several things.
I'm sure you're wondering why Ezio is dressed as Desmond, the other protagonist. I've 100% completed the game, meaning all of my saves have this outfit. Translation: no bitches. I went to de-stress, but this broad interrupted me. I hope the next one hits our head. My job was to hold off these soldiers while the townsfolk evacuated. I had about a dozen cannons firing in my direction, but I'm glad they were taking their time. I'd hate for them to be stressed. My uncle then became the first person to be headshotted. Our enemy also had the immensely powerful artifact he was carrying. He probably should have put that away, but we all put pants in the dryer with things in the pockets, or walked out a Red Lobster with the Red Lobster himself.
I cannot fight like this.
Proceeds to fight? Interesting. I escaped the villa, with Mario dead, our home destroyed, and worst of all, I didn't know how that woman was going to keep Ezio quiet. Ezio fell off his mount, which is why you don't drink and drive. Unless you're driving through the blind neighborhood, then it's like Russian roulette. I woke up back in Rome, meaning the past hour was simply to set the mood for the game. Like when your girl's coming over, so you light candles, dim the lights, and make sure the mood is romantico when you tell her that you're having an affair with her dad. I went to the pediatrician for adults and then overheard these guards going to jump the homeless. That's so immoral. Why are they doing it without me? Not only did he get his ass kicked, but his wife was also giving him the silent treatment. He is gonna lose it when I tell him what Bitcoin is sitting at. I met up with Machiavelli. Yeah, the same one who wrote that book you heard about in 10th grade history. He had me disrespect authority figures and abolish private property. I guess he also wrote the Communist Manifesto. Just days ago, Ezio was dueling with the Templar headmaster, and now he's running errands for Karl Marx's celebrity crush. Moral of the story, subscribe to No Games. I went to deliver his weekly dodo, but Mac was nowhere to be found. Just these hoodlums. I don't even have to think of an insult, they're already wearing it.
The followers of Romulus.
They follow Romulus the same way their moms followed my nuts as I dragged it across their chins. Mac walked me through Times Square to show me this porta potty. I think we found the 8th wonder of the world. I fell in the toilet and ended up at OnlyFans HQ. The head prostitute, who has that name for several reasons, was being held by pirates. So no head? I don't know what they were thinking, capturing one woman. You could fit an entire African village on this thing. You don't have to worry about food, they're used to not eating. Ezio's barber showed up, and he said that if him, Hitler, Bin Laden, and Machiavelli were all in a room with nothing but a 2-bullet loaded gun, he would shoot Mac twice. At least that's how I interpreted it. I truthfully didn't give a shit, but being the leader of the group, I had to pretend this conversation wasn't making me want to go no parachute skydiving. This is also the same guy who spends his free time standing on rooftops like he's Batman. I guess both their dads neglected them, like how this guy neglected not sucking at life. He had that American health insurance, so instead of an actual doctor, we took him to the cheapest gay stripper we could find. I'm just like Mr. Beast, but instead of helping the homeless or giving away land masses, I spread STDs like gossip in a small community. I swear, you throw 1, 2, maybe 6 pipe bombs at a preschool, and now the town thinks you're the reincarnation of Euclid, the guy who invented geometry. Such a useless class, by the way, asking me what's the area of this square? That's why all the hoes in your area stay 600 meters away from you. The Robin Hood wannabes would join me, and now with an unstoppable army, I decided to sneak into the modern day equivalent of, I don't know, somewhere secure, like the gaming section of Walmart. My arch nemesis was also here. We've never talked, or fought. We haven't even been within 6 feet of one another. We just woke up one day and started hating each other. I actually respect him. He can have an entire NBA roster of hoes, but his wife can't do the same thing. Andrew Tate if he was Italian and had hair. I stole the cleaning lady and put a pound of C4 in an easy bake oven. Our assassin Cole was looking more like a liberal arts class, so I decided to do some recruiting / manipulating people to worship me and follow my every command. I know you're expecting me to make a sexist comment about a woman becoming an assassin, but I'm a changed man. Being a changed man is hungry and work. I need someone to make me a sandwich. I started trolling this guy, but he likes to just stand there like a scarecrow with Alzheimer's, so it's debatable about who was following who. After feeding time at the zoo, I met up with a fellow content creator. Instead of making funny commentary videos, he makes war machines. For the MCU fanboys watching, that's not a Marvel reference. The Borgia were using them, meaning one of the 10 million people living in Italy would have to stop them. You'll never guess who. The mission was a stealth mission. It wasn't one of those, this is a stealth mission, but feel free to reinvade the Middle East levels. It was a, if you get caught, your TikTok likes get leaked. So I didn't. More than 2 dozen times. I know I'm supposed to destroy it, but who says a guy can't have a little fun? So much animal cruelty, no one showed beat at this video. And anything lower than 1080p quality. With Battlefield's newest tank destroyed, I decided to help this gambling addict with his debt. Never mind, it looks like we're both broke. Or at least I was. I'm gonna start one of those Instagram pages. You know the ones that post quotes from their uncle's Facebook over pictures of Tom Hardy? Helping the non-financially secure, or brokies if you will, might seem out of character for me, but like I said earlier, I'm a changed man. Before I used to not leave tips at restaurants, now I leave links to Gary Vee podcasts. There, you'll find all the tips you could ever need. This guard took my money, so I took his life, both literally and figuratively. I was the designated navigator. Using nothing but my wits, I got us to our destination. That, and the other guards got their panties tied into a noose at every wrong turn. The money got brought to the hippopotamus. The manatee you're seeing on screen is my target. I was low-key scared to go in for the assassination. What if he tried to eat me? The entire Italian army got sent after me just for killing one dude. Someone at his weight could pass as 3, but still. I gotta stop with these fat jokes. He already has enough on his plate. I could make fat jokes all day, but let's move on to the French segment. This will be about as short as a list of French accomplishments. Napoleon's uncle was holding this woman hostage. All he wanted in return was Bartolomeo. I can't tell if that was spelled or said words. Napoleon wasn't born for nearly 300 years, but is there any other famous French person? In order to get her back, we would steal French uniforms and walk to the front gate, where the guard will say, "Toast and fries are so boring. If only they could be more interesting." And then I'll be like, "I have an idea that'll knock your beret off." It's just like the Trojan horse, except a lot more complicated and a lot more could go wrong. And it did. Very quickly. What's the best thing to do in France? No, not bomb the Eiffel Tower, leave, which is exactly what I did once things went south. He can have an entire NBA roster of hoes, but his wife can't do the same thing. Lucrezia's boyfriend, sneaky link, daily docility, whatever term you prefer, was in danger, with no one to save him except me. Is it ethics leading me to save him? Morals? No, it's bro code. If a fellow guy is about to be violently assassinated, you help him. Bro code rule 164. As you notice, I switched off the Desmond skin for no reason other than how sexy Ezio's base outfit is. There's a reason it's cream white, and it's not because he's cosplaying as a salt shaker. I prevented the inspiration for JFK's mind-blowing ride through Dallas, but it wasn't enough since Pietro suffered from little bitch boy syndrome. I got him the cure and saw a pirate. What a silly goose, my Black Flag video isn't for... I got no clue to be perfectly honest. I re-broke into the most secure place in Italy. Or was supposed to be. This is my second time breaking in. The gay Coachella worker hasn't penetrated less. If you don't like the word gay, just imagine I said something more liberal, like cockalicious. What are you gonna do next? Tie him up and slowly roast him over a campfire? I ran into Cesare. Small world, huh? Not really, this is literally his house. I fooled around enough. It was time for me to retrieve the nerve-eating artifact that our enemy has had the entire game. I mean, seriously, why haven't they used it to wipe the assassins out, or for more practical things like coffee that doesn't make you wish you were born without taste buds? I like my coffee the same way I like my woman. I don't like coffee. Speaking of, I don't know why Dunkin' Donuts' slogan is America runs on Dunkin'. 70% of the population is overweight. They're obviously not running on anything. I found the all-powerful artifact and was able to confirm it was indeed all-powerful. It's important for me to remember that this isn't a toy. Except for when it is. I went to Renaissance Toyotathon where I found this tower. It was perfectly fine until Ezio stepped on it. Sounds like someone needs to lay off the pizza. Cesare and his men were massacring the town, which was definitely a problem. Just not mine. This was it. The final confrontation with my arch-nemesis. It is like our third time meeting, but still.
Italia, España, they will all be mine.
He can read a map the same way he can wield a sword. Not at all. I decided to go out in the real world and explore LEGO set 10,276. I haven't talked too much about the modern day for a very good reason. I didn't wanna. However, sometimes you have to do things you don't want to in life, like when you go grocery shopping and the stores are out of the best cereal, Honey Nut Cheerios. You might not want to fly a Boeing B-52 Stratofortress into the nearest elementary school, but are you a real man if you don't? We found ourselves in the Lord's home. How is exploring a church going to help Desmond and his merry gang of friends save the world? Probably the same way a sex scene is going to help Master Chief fight the Covenant. Because that's what every Halo fan thought to themselves growing up. Master Chief is such a badass. I just wish there was canon footage of him laying some good pipe. I started this video leaving a hole, and I'm ending it going into one. I'm actually ending it by stabbing my girlfriend. I think she misunderstood when I said she would feel it in her stomach.